What's up guys, my name is Joe, and in today's episode, Huawei is banned from the UK. So first it started with Mr. Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States. He doesn't really like China, and he goes against China in a lot of things. There's been a major trade war. Huawei was banned. American companies were banned from doing business with Huawei. Their phones, Huawei's phones cannot use Google operating, well, they can use Android, but they can't use Google services anymore, etc, etc, etc. So things escalated really quickly. Especially the United States are really scared because Huawei is close to the government, allegedly. Obviously, Huawei says that they have nothing to do with the Chinese Communist government, but you know the United States, they are scared, so they're not letting Huawei build out the 5G network in the United States. Now this is bad because Huawei's technology is at least 1.5 to 2 years ahead of everybody else. So this is going to slow things down. Anyway, Huawei was banned, 5G technology not happening in the United States. In the meantime, in Europe, the leaders of countries are already in negotiation with Huawei. They've already signed papers. They're going to build out 5G networks. And the United States calls up its friends in Europe and lets them know that we don't think that this is a good idea. So a lot of countries, they continue. They're like, fine, it doesn't matter. We'll do it. We don't care about potential spying. Now, who knows how much spying there is? I don't want to get into it. I don't really care. I'm just stating the facts on what is happening. Then England, the Prime Minister of England, Boris Johnson, who's basically a Trump twin, but from the other side of the pond, he decides that he's going to sign a contract with Huawei and they start building out the 5G system in the United Kingdom. After 3 to 6 months, he changes his mind because of multiple alerts from the United States stating that it's still not a good idea. There's very high potential. All of this system that you're building out is actually a spyware. So China will be able to look into you and they will see what you're doing and, see everything where these Chinese systems are built out. So now what's the resolution? Everything taken back. All right, England has 5G networks built out already. There is a 6-month plan on how to remove them and replace them. Furthermore, no more antennas, no more 5G systems will be built by Huawei ever again in the United Kingdom because of this rule and regulation. So, what's going to happen? Are we going to have bad or are we going to have good 5G? What's the state of this? I don't know, but if you do, leave your comment down in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think of this move. What do you guys think? Do you live in the UK? Let me know what your opinion is on this. Other than the UK, allied partners of the United States, including Germany, are doing the same thing. A lot of other European countries, they don't really care. But Germany and England have signed the papers and Huawei is out of there. Now this could be harsh for Huawei, who actually builds pretty decent phones. I mean, they're top notch. But looks like this trade war between the US and China is getting pretty serious because allied forces of the United States are joining them in not a traditional war, but in the trade war where they're not buying into the Chinese technology. And even though Huawei is huge back in China, it needs Europe, it needs the United States, to be competitive against the likes of Samsung, against Apple, and against all the big players in the industry. Now, when looking at the situation right now, no UK, no US, no Germany, when the next countries have the opportunity to choose if they want Huawei technology or don't want, what do you think they're going to choose? If, let's say, there's a nation, maybe even in Europe, who hasn't started their 5G expansion, and they're going to see, okay, this might not be a good idea to do. This can hurt Huawei's business tremendously. This is already this trade war that's been going on for months now, since the beginning of last year, has hurt Huawei tremendously. Their phones seen a huge drop in sales. The future of their phones is questionable. In China, of course not, they're fine. But around the world, I don't know who else is still buying a Huawei phone when they know that they can't get Google services like Gmail or YouTube or G Suite. So it's a very, very interesting story. This is not the best, business-wise, the best solution for Huawei, so they need to think of something else. They need to separate themselves more from the Chinese government, and they need to prove that they have no connection to the Chinese government, so they could continue selling these services and these products to other countries. Or, there's a big potential market for countries who are very good in relationship with China. And thank you very much for watching. Until my next video, stay safe and hang loose.